would you call this thing? The patriarch? What's the term y'all use when you try to justify the wrongdoings? What's the word?
Not the wrongdoing.
Tradition?
No, I get it. It's the patriarchy.
Culture?
It's the patriarchy.
Okay. All right.
That's the system. The system is the patriarchy.
How come some complain about the patriarchy, but then get with a certain type of person, and they just continue
That enforce the patriarchy?
patriarchy.
Yeah.
Because you're gonna set yourself up so you're not having to. You're setting up yourself with the
For the
privilege.
same patriarchy that
That's
you
it.
don't like.
Yeah, because you got to be on the benefiting side.
Oh, that makes so
Oh
much
wow.
sense.
Okay, at least that's honest. Jeez.
I guess that makes so much sense.
Why be on the side that's gonna be suffering? You know, you get with the person, so you're benefiting.
Damn, that's honest.
So basically a business.
Basically. That's what the
The
patriarchy.
archery.
That was so honest.
I was like, Lord, have mercy.
So wait, because
Y'all lost your
someone.
souls.
No,
You lost your soul.
because someone's not benefiting
The
it.
system.
You hear certain.
The system.
Yeah.
The system.
That's
Like
the
you-
male system.
Like you
What
hear
was
like
that poetry? What was it called? The system? The system in something.
Wait, hold on. Like you'll say like the system's da 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 da, but then you get with the architect of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like
Mm-hmm. So you could benefit. It's the same as being
that's crazy.
the
crazy
the
stuff.
oppressor versus the oppressed, right? You be the oppressed, and you're not benefiting.
So you're
So
basically
you go into the space where the oppressor is, and you become the oppressor.
like Samuel Jackson and Django.
Exactly. So then it's like, I want to benefit. So it's better that I do this, even though I'm selling my soul and selling myself out. But I am gaining more benefits.
But what the Bible says, what profits you to gain the world and sell your soul?
This is true. This is very true. But then that also means that you will have to then continue to suffer for the rest of your life.
Suffer in righteousness,
Yeah,
I guess.
damn,
that's the choice.
You know what, guys?
that was actually. But he's the only one that said was honest about like, look, you're not on the winning side. I'm just gonna go over here. That's a little.
That's it.
So what happens when that person becomes a winning side?
Who?
I guess the
The
right
oppressed?
side, the right side in history. Like, what if like there's a shift? Like, what if? Because you know, not everybody's gonna be losing their whole life in that situation.
This is true.
They might upgrade and become that person that
This is true.
that surpasses things.
But then that means that they've also assimilated to something to be able to get there.
she's saying that the. Wait.
The sense of compromise, the
Yeah.
sense of soul taking in
Yeah.
order to get where they need to. I don't think so.
So if they upgrade, they had to do something to like assimilate.
Yeah.
But then
So not everybody have to bend over to upgrade.
They're not bending over, they're assimilating. So now they are now saying that I am a part of this and this is a part of me. They're not saying I'm kissing ass. Two different things. That's a mindset thing.
but the person that
This shit sounds so much more like, sorry to curse, but this sounds a lot more like deeper with the raspy voice. You notice it just sounds more pungent. It sticks a little more. You're like,
it's no, but it's like okay, but if they go with the architect of it, isn't that the same thing they're doing?
No, they would just adopt certain characteristics.
Whoa,
as-
you put a thesaurus on me. Hold on.
let me ask you a question.
So adopt and assimilate.
So when it comes to people saying what they want to
Aren't they cousins of words?
They are cousins.
So aren't the two parties doing the same thing?
No,
What do you mean no?
they're not. So okay, for example,
I feel like only women can get this off.
nah.
Like, what's semi-wet and wet? Isn't semi-wet still wet? It's wet and dry. This was
Okay.
decades.
Hey.
This word, semi-wet. There's no such thing as semi-wet. It's either wet or dry.
No. Okay. Here's the example. So if twerking is the culture.
Okay.
Okay.
Right? Black women, they twerk. There's something about black women that twerk, especially if they have a fuller bottom and the movements. And we say the rhythm if they're on beat, all these things, right?
Right.
Okay. They are the architects of twerking, let's say. Then you have Twerk Nasty or Twerk Nastasia or whatever her name is. She's a white woman. She adopts some of the things of twerking, in the sense of the booty shaking, but she doesn't adopt the figure that is associated with the culture. She doesn't adopt. She adopts the being on beat, but she doesn't do the music that it would be for the culture. So, in the sense of the system itself of twerking, she's assimilated, but she has adopted some parts. But she will now do twerking in a different degree, a different way. It's still twerking, but it's just different.
So your example is,
So it's like hip hop nowadays, where you have the drug dealer back in the day, but now you have the drug users, but it's still somewhat the same but different because it's drugs.
Yes, the culture itself is still circled around drugs, drug usage, period.
So back in the day, drug dealers was a cool thing. Now it's drug users is a cool thing.
Exactly.
Some people will deem that as terrible, but you know, hey, what
But
do I
drug
know?
culture is still the same.
Who am I trying to be intellectual?
Who's benefiting?
Who am I trying to be intellectual in these type of situations?
I still think they're the same thing. Like whether someone borrows something and does something different.
I mean, how they apply it may be different. Just because one person does it, they may be overdoing it and abusing, but the other person, when they deliver it, it's actually amazing.
So it's like listening to one person, two people are saying the same things, but I rather listen to this one person because of how they accommodate or how they say it.
Approach it, how they maybe distribute it, how they actually execute it is different. Same thing, just done differently. Or like, you ever have a teacher, for example, math teacher, one math teacher, same math. One teacher will tell you how dumb you are. The other teacher will actually be like, I see where you're at. Let's work on this. Same math though. But you would go to the teacher, or you may be even more in favor of the teacher who's like, let's sit and do this, instead of the one who berates you and just gives it to you.
There's some teachers that were shady. They'll look at you remember the teachers back in the day? I seen it on a meme. The teachers that would look at your page. Just so you guys know, just for the class, 1 + 1 is not 5. It's like, damn, you're just gonna out me in front of everybody. You could have just walked 2 steps and thinking it was another student. You went to my page and look and just.
Yeah, so that's basically the patriarchy. So some people, it's not benefiting them.
I remember this person used to cop the play. I didn't realize this person was doing the play the whole time. You had to pay the test down before, so everybody has the same time. This person will pull the test up and write their name. I was like, I'm writing my name. And I'm like, no, you're looking at the questions early and I'm like, oh, that's the play. And like, no one really realizes. I'm like, hey, wait, hold on. That's how you know you were a kid, just didn't know any better until you realized.
That's funny.
I'm just writing my name. Some sneaky, That's some sneaky.
I guess we can wrap up today.
Yeah.
In depth. The moral of the story for your dating, if you're trying to set a date up and base out, like, you guys can go date wherever you want to date. You guys can choose whatever you want to choose.
Just know who you're dating.
Just know who you're dating.
It really comes
Just know who you're dating. And, like, understand that, hey, you know what? Some people want McDonald's fries. Some people want high-end. There's a difference between fries and sweet potato fries. Okay?
Okay.
Some people want 2 different things.
And parm fries.
Some people want just mashed potatoes. Some people want roasted garlic, onion, mashed potatoes.
They don't even say mashed potatoes. They say mash.
Mash.
Thank you.
Okay? Mm-hmm. Some people want well-done steaks. Some people go to a place where they don't have well-done. They don't. It's unforgiving. It's an abomination to the kitchen, to the restaurant.
Medium.
It's called medium. No more, no less.
That's it.
You don't use your normal knife. Use a steak knife. Don't disrespect the facilities.
The cutlery.
Cutlery. You know, some people want just wooden fork.
A wooden fork.
Or spork. And some people just want like the cutlery and the napkins and all that stuff, you know? It's just, you gotta choose who you gotta choose. And you gotta choose if you can afford that for the rest of your life as well. You can't start with Licklemores and then go downhill because they're like, you know, your first impression's the best impression according to society and people.
But then on top of it,
don't even subscribe to that anymore.
then on top of it, it's what you start with is what you have to keep with for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Because then at that point, you remember, that's the level that you're saying I'm at. This is my everyday. So if you're going above your everyday, then the impression after that is going to go. You're just following.
That's why there's so many troubled actors. They get a hit show.
And they chase the hit.
They chase the
It's
hit.
like chasing a high.
And then they don't get the successful show, and then they get into this nasty loop of ups and downs.
And they'll do desperation just to get that high.
Yeah. Right?
It's unfortunate, right?
Musicians.
Shout out to OnlyFans. I'm joking. I'm joking. I am joking.
Just as we're exiting, the recession is so bad right now, which they won't call it a recession. There's like there's women that do it on they promote on Reddit, right? They're saying it's like, no, it's rough out here. Like no one's buying my monthly anything. I got to do more.
Yo, I did not know that those women that are on Fresh and Fit. Funny how the flip, you know, on Fresh and Fit.
Right.
And, you know, they're like, you know, they go on like they're the top guys and all these alpha males are going on Fresh and Fit saying, you know, bun these gals or whatever. They'll have a pretty girl on there that has a OnlyFans and they disrespect her and whatever, but her OnlyFans goes up. That's her viewership. That's the thing from alpha males. The OnlyFans goes up. And she said, yo, I'll go there again and make another money. They took pictures of what they did, how much they were making before, went to Fresh and Fit, and they make like double the money. That goes to show who's the real alpha males and not like alpha males, but like, you see what I'm saying? Yeah, it's kind of interesting that happens, right?
I find it, okay, now that you're...
I'm not trying to like bring it into a big comment, but it just shows that, hey, there's a lot of people faking the funk out here.
That's got to be discussed one day, because like, you notice how they're easing in like workers with every popular streamer you could think of? Why is that?
Because it's a part of the culture.